This is Transformers96 here with another video. This time it is my top Hot Toys of 2013, and here you go. So I'm doing just out of every figure that I purchased in 2013, every Hot Toys figure I purchased in 2013, I'm just ranking them from number 7 to number 1, and that is just because I purchased 7 Hot Toys figures this year, that came out this year at least. I also did the custom Nurse Joker, as well as a custom Tony Stark, which I haven't shown you guys yet, but I will. And then I also bought more parts for Red Skull so that I could have a Johann Schmidt. I'm not counting any of those though. These are just figures that I purchased in 2013 that were released in 2013. I bought 7 of them. Those 7 being Loki, the Mark 7, Black Widow, Bane, Catwoman, the Joker, and Tony Stark. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna rank them all. So in 2013, I purchased 7 figures. 2014, I will definitely be purchasing more. I've got 9 figures on pre-order at the moment, as well as that's not counting the Bat Armory with Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Alfred, which I do plan to get as well. So I'm looking at about 12 figures. Maybe they're gonna release one that'll come out before 2015. So I'm looking at about 13 figures for next year, maybe 12. So I'm very excited about next year. One of those Hot Toys is about to be here. If not, maybe by the time I post this, it'll already be here. But the Mandarin, and that's why I have this spot right over here reserved for the Mandarin, right in front of Loki and Red Skull. And yeah, so let's get on with the countdown. And the 7th place on my countdown goes to Catwoman, Selena Kyle. This figure overall, it's a really great figure. It's not that I put her in the lowest spot because she's not a good figure. It's the character. I'm not a huge Catwoman fan. I went back and forth about buying this, and I finally ended up buying it right when it came out. Although I had already decided, a few months past that I wasn't going to purchase her. So when I did buy her, I was very happy. I was excited to get her, and she was a really nice figure and everything. Just, I never had too much fun with this figure. She's been in this stance since the day that I got her. Even with my review, I put her right back into the stance and put her on the shelf, and that's it. She looks really nice on the shelf and everything, but just not a figure that I ever felt the need to go and grab and put in a cool pose. I am extremely glad that I got her now that the Bat Armory with Alfred and Bruce Wayne came out, because I think that that'll, once I buy that set, that'll really complete my my Batman series. So I'm very happy that I do have Catwoman to go along with that series. But other than that, she wasn't a very fun figure this year. She is very nice though, so definitely not a bad figure or anything, just definitely not better than the other figures that I purchased this year. And the 6th spot goes to Bane. Overall, this is a really nice figure as well. I did like it, of course, based on a fantastic character, in my opinion. The only reason that it's on number 6 and not higher, although number 5 and number 6, I had trouble picking who should get the 6th spot and who should get the 5th spot, but I am fairly confident in what I decided. But overall, Bane, the figure's really nice. He comes with a few different outfits or, kind of looks that you can have him in, which typically is a really cool thing, because it keeps me wanting to come back to this figure and changing him out every now and then and stuff. And I did that with like his shirt that you could put under the vest. I did that a couple months ago and everything. And although he looks really cool with the shirt on and everything, I totally knew that this jacket was the best for him. And once you have this jacket on, it's hard to pose him, and I just always kind of kept him in this type of stance. He is a great looking figure, of course, just the same thing with Catwoman, not a very fun one. Not one that I really found coming back to and really liking to pose and stuff. He was just a nice looking figure. So that's how it tends to go in this countdown. I've realized that the funner the figure, the more things that you can do with it, and the more things that you want to do with it, it kind of tends to get a higher rating here on this countdown. That's just personal thing, I guess. But overall, Bane's a great figure, don't get me wrong, but he is at the 6th place on my countdown. And the 5th spot on this countdown goes to the Avengers Black Widow. This was the one that I struggled with Bane. Which one was better, Bane or her? I went with Black Widow just because of her fantastic articulation and the fact that her skin-tight bodysuit does not hinder her articulation, which is quite incredible. And overall, I had a lot of fun posing this one for sure. Definitely some great articulation, and in some places I was like, I was putting together a pose and I wanted her in it, and I really didn't think that she could do what I wanted wanted her to, and she did. So I was really impressed, and this was a quite impressive figure with a couple minor quality control issues. That's the only thing that really hinders her from being farther on this list. I would absolutely love to get a Black Widow from the Captain America 2 series, so if they make her from that series, I'm in, I'll buy that one, but for now, this is a really great Black Widow, and definitely deserves the 5th spot on my countdown. And the 4th spot goes to the Avengers Loki figure. This is pretty interesting. I really did love this figure. So when I was, right before I even started actually thinking what would be the order of the figures I put them in, I thought that Loki would definitely make it top 3, top 2. And to my surprise, there were actually 3 other figures that I found better than this one. And this was already a fantastic figure. Definitely liked it. He was kind of in the not so fun area, I guess, because his articulation is fairly limited by his extravagant costume, but the thing that I probably like about him the most is the extravagant costume, so I can't fault him for that because I love the way that he looks so grand, so nice. We were told that we're going to get a Loki from the Thor 2 line, still hasn't been shown at all, but I'm hoping they're still working on that, and hopefully they get it out soon because I'd love to have that one as well. But overall, this was a fantastic figure, definitely deserving that 4th spot, and like I said, I thought it would make it even higher, but these next 3 are even better. And that 3rd spot goes to the Hot Toys Tony Stark figure, the first one of 2013. There was a second, of course, but this one is definitely better. I think that everybody can agree. Overall, really did love this figure, and I thought that this one might rank higher on this list, but there are actually 2 other figures that I found better than this one. Overall, really good. You got a ton of stuff with this guy, which made him a very fun figure. Like I said, these last 3 figures are all very fun, which is the most important in my mind. I like a figure that's fun to pose. You can do a bunch of different things with them. I really do like that, and this is one fantastic figure that definitely meets that requirement. I think that a lot of people like this one this year, and these top 3 were very hard to choose. When I had to pick, when I was starting to think about who was going to be my top figures of the year, my mind immediately went to this guy, and then my number 1 and 2 immediately, and all I had to do was just organize them in a 1, 2, 3 fashion, and I definitely did it. I definitely think that this one is number 3. It's not like they all tied or anything, but I definitely think that this is a great figure, though. I immediately thought of him, and wonderful. He was the most, right? Yeah, he is the most recent Hot Toys figure that I have. Of course, the Mandarin that's coming will be the newest one then, but for now, he is the newest one that I did get, and overall, really did like this figure, but my number 1 and 2 were better. And the number 2 spot goes to the Mark 7 Iron Man from Avengers. This is one fantastic figure. It was very hard to choose between my number 1 and 2. He almost made it number 1 this year, but I am confident in saying that he was the 2nd best figure that I purchased of the year. I absolutely loved this figure when it came out. When it came out for the next, I'm going to say 5, maybe 6 days, every day when I got home, I went straight to this figure and just started posing it some more. He had some fantastic articulation and some great interchangeable parts, which made for some fun poses. And yeah, for my Instagram was only pictures of this guy for a long time because I had so much fun doing pictures with him with other figures, or just him by himself. He is a really fantastic figure. I absolutely loved it. Almost missed out on this guy, but was able to get it through Toys 210. Thank you so much again. And overall, love this figure. Highly recommended by me, and definitely deserving that 2nd spot, and almost deserving the 1st spot. But there was one figure that I found better than this guy, so let's show him now. And my number 1 favorite Hot Toys figure of 2013, and maybe of my life, is the Hot Toys Joker 2.0 DX11. I absolutely loved this figure. The Mark 7 gave him a run for his money, but in all fairness, the Joker truly deserves that number 1 favorite spot, and he very well might be my favorite Hot Toys figure ever, with only Ironmonger giving him some trouble, I think. But overall, this Joker figure is absolutely fantastic. I loved it from from the day I got it. He was the first Hot Toys figure that I ever pre-ordered, and boy am I glad that I did, because this is just an absolute winner. I had so much fun with this guy. You basically get two figures in one. You get a whole diorama, which is incredible. You get the rolling eyes, purge system, and a ton of fun accessories. I love this figure so much. Some people have a problem with the coat. I absolutely love it. I really do. I think that this is just an absolutely fantastic figure, and definitely deserves my #1 spot. It's a bit of a rant right now, just loving this figure so much, but I absolutely love this character, and this figure represents the character so well. The other Joker figures that I've seen look really nice, don't get me wrong, but this one really does a number on them. He looks so much better, and you get so much more with this one. If you haven't purchased this figure, I'd highly recommend it. There was a time that I was really trying to get a second one of this guy so I can have him in the two different looks. That's how much I love this figure. So overall, I absolutely love this Joker figure. Definitely my favorite Hot Toys figure of 2013, and a beautiful figure overall. Will stay in my collection till the day I die, and absolutely love it. So there you go. So that is my top 7 favorite figures of 2013. Just all the figures that I got, you know, ranking them in how much I like them more. I can't wait to do this again in 2014. I hope you guys had and have a great new year, and overall, tell me what you guys think you agree with me on, which you disagree with me on, and tell me your favorite Hot Toys figures of the year. I'd love to know, and I'm looking forward to some more great Hot Toys in 2014. So there you go. Thanks so much.